We are now live,
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
and it looks like we have three people waiting on us. Four people waiting, maybe.
Good evening.
Yep. Good
Thank you
evening,
for being
everyone.
patient.
Yes, we had some difficulties there for a moment, so delayed our start.
Yes, that is correct. We couldn't hear each other for some reason.
Yeah, started with me, and then we went to Gabe, and now we're good. So
Yeah.
definitely a weird one. So welcome to Saturday night RC talk with RC Basherboi and JMH RC. Good evening, Green
Okay.
Frog, AZ Froggies. Um, Tonight we're gonna do two What's Under the Shirts. Gabe has one,
Yes.
I have one, and then we're also gonna do sort of reverse roles from a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna interview Gabe or ask questions that he'll answer. I have some questions here, and if anybody has questions, I can put them in the chat. We'll try to catch those. For the time being, we're gonna keep it just me and RC Basherboi. If we get through everything, we might open up the panel if other people want to jump on. I'll let Gabe. I'll let you. Let's start with your under the shirt. We can save mine for later, maybe after we've asked some questions.
Okay. Yeah. Sure, man. So tonight, we're gonna go ahead and guess what's under the shirt. Um, and actually, look at my previous what's under the shirts. I've practically given them away. So this time, I'm gonna be very, very careful what I say. So, so I mean, go at it, man. Basically, right now, if you know what it is, go ahead and post your comment here in the chat, and we'll go from there. One thing I will say is I'm not gonna say much. Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm not gonna say much, but last week, man, was a pretty sad day here in my hometown, in El Paso. My local hobby shop actually suffered a a loss. They actually the shop caught fire. It's still undetermined why what happened, but yeah, man, that's the news I have as of today.
That
Um,
is
yes, and so the vehicle that it is on this shirt under the shirt, um, basically I bought it, to support them, I guess. Of course, I have highly extensive. Uh, my RC collection is big, and I just bought it, just to keep supporting them. That's pretty much the bottom line. Um, but
so. Can I
hey,
ask a question?
sure.
Is are you saying that this RC is brand new? You bought this since the fire because, to help support them, or is this something you had bought a long time ago?
No, no, I just bought it just to support them.
Okay,
You
so
know,
it's not an
um,
RC that we've necessarily seen on your channel.
that is correct. Yes.
That is sad to hear.
Yeah. So
Melted Rafe.
to melt it right.
Um, that is sad
Let
to
me
hear
ask
about.
you. Let me ask you this, Green Frog. How come it made you say it's an axial rate? That's weird. Easy frogs are seeing more mad band by the shape. It could be uh an axial rate. Huh. I wonder why. Yes, and Green Frog RC. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a devastating loss. Of course, they're still open. They're still waiting for insurance claims and all that. Um, but yeah, man. I'm still supporting them at 100%. That was actually there, the day after it burned. And it was just devastating, man. It's devastating to see, watch, to smell. Actually, it was just burnt plastic. Um, but yeah, man, they just pretty much they just decided to say it's a total loss. And this particular vehicle that you see here, it actually survived, um, the fire. And I just said, what, hell with it, man. You guys need, the support, and hell, I bought it, so, but
Great thing that you did. Sorry to hear about the store. That really sucks. So it wasn't
yeah.
obviously a complete 100% total loss from fire, since you obviously bought one RC from them. So
Well, it's a major loss, man. But there were a few, including this one. There were a few RCs that actually did survive. But it like 80-90% of those stores completely burned.
wow.
So, and if you guys follow Star City Hobbies, you can actually go to their Facebook page. Just type in Star City Hobbies, and you'll basically see what's burnt. He only posted one picture of it, but it's pretty sad, to even see all of the burnt stuff there. So
We have a couple guesses. Unidentified plastic RC blob, which sounds like not the case.
and I'll tell you this, okay, it did survive. Nothing happened. The only thing is just the box was just burnt. And actually, it does have still that scent. It does scent, burnt, but other than that, man, this thing is still in one piece.
Gen 8
Gen 8 X
has been one guess, which I can understand why, because at least from the picture, from what I'm seeing, it does seem to be large bodied. It appears it's either large body or it's a large chassis RC.
Right.
From what I'm seeing, and then AZ said another TRX4, which to me goes along with the Gen 8 aspect. They're large bodies.
Yeah.
And what was the name of the RC, the shop again?
The name of my local hobby shop is called Star City Hobbies. And yeah, man, it's they suffered that devastated fire loss, man. And even look right now, I'm even talking about it. I'm just kind of like all bummed out about it. Cause see, the thing is, man, I have another story, to tell, but I guess we'll go more into detail, I guess, later on through the show. Not only this vehicle survived, but I had another vehicle there, for service. Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Okay.
Was your other vehicle okay?
Hey, stay tuned. We'll talk about it later.
I'm looking at their Facebook page and I see the pictures. Wow.
Yeah, man, it was completely burned. Completely. So Green Frog says ECX RC X 2-wheel drive monster truck. And then AC Frog is RC and more the low seat tenacity. I'll tell you this, man. I do own the tenacity. The low seat tenacity I do own. So that's something that I just I didn't, acquire it again. So I'll tell you that right off the bat. It could be the Gen 8. It could be another TRX4. It could be a melted Wraith, but then again, it's not, melted. It could be a Madvan. It could be. Let's see. So yeah, so that's the only thing. Green Frog RC says, "Did your RC vehicle being serviced have a charged LiPo in it by any chance, Gabe?" Luckily, no.
So a question I have then is, can we say, is it an actual crawler, classified as a crawler?
let's give it a little bit more sizzle to this.
Okay. All right.
It is a vehicle. I'll tell you this. It is a vehicle that I own, but it's a different class. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a crawler or a basher or what have you, but I'll tell you this. I do own this, okay? But it's a different class. I don't know if that makes sense, but we'll go based on that. Green Frog RC is asking, what color is it?
Yeah.
If I give you the color, I mean, we can just narrow it down, you know? But I guess, okay, I can answer that. The color is black. The color is black. Okay. So yeah, so you can definitely, knock out, AC Frog, he was saying, the low-C tenacity. The low-C tenacity does come, I'm sorry, the laser nut, sorry. It does come in black. I have the blue version of it. The tenacity, I do own it, but it's the 10 SCBE, which is in black and green. And also the 10. I mean, the tenacity, I do have the Lucas oils. So yeah, you can just pretty much start, scratching in all of the, I guess, options. Hey, Sean, good evening.
And he said it's a new bed sheet, though.
Yeah, I actually did change it out. I went back to the. I remember this. What is it? Daniel, RC Voodoo was saying that this bed sheet actually looks like those blankets that you use, to move.
Moving blankets, yeah.
Moving blankets, yeah.
So Green
Let's see,
Frog
Green
says
Frog RC.
black and a new class of RC for you, which is it a new class or no? Not really?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
it is a new class? Okay, new class. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
The thing. Okay, so let's talk about the electronics a bit. Okay, so it could be brushless or it could be brushed. Okay, I'm gonna say this is brushed. Okay, will I go brushless? Maybe, probably, most likely. But yes, right now it has a brushed system, motor and ESC system on there. So, and man, it's because the thing is, if I start giving more and more details, they're just gonna, come up with it really quick. So it is a brush system on there. I'll tell you this, okay? I also had to change the receiver that was on there. So yes, this thing came with I wish it was burned. Sorry to say, I wish it was burned with the SCX2 receiver, and I immediately swapped it out. Immediately. So we'll start with that too. Hey Javier, good evening. 11 Charlie, welcome.
Good evening, Javier.
So it does have a Spectrum receiver. It is a brush system. And so far, man, that's what I can give you as far as details. 11 Charlie, are we guessing again tonight? Yes, we're actually gonna do a double guess.
Yes.
JMH RC also has, an RC under the shirt, so I guess we're going with me first, and then later through the show, we're gonna go ahead and try to guess Mr. John's RC. So
And
is it an Arma? Go ahead, sorry.
Sean said, any of you watched the tank show the last week and the week before? He said what it was.
Did I? Oh, that's right. because yeah, the fire happened. Yeah, the next. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, Sean's RC Adventure. He's right. Gotta have a big mouth, man. So, Izzy Froggy's RC and Morris says, if he did, I don't remember.
Yep. Neither do I.
So take your guesses, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I'll tell you this. You might want to ask Sean. I don't know, maybe do like a, what is it, direct message or something, trying to guess this. Hey, if Sean already knows, let Sean help you. He's your ally. He's in chat. He's the one that can help you out. Because right now I'm actually trying my best not to give it away as I've given away all of the previous ones. Like, remember the twin hammers? I can't believe I even said, let me see the twin hammers. I literally had to go to that video, to say, I'm like, did I actually give it away? So I went to see the video, and turns out I did.
Here's got a guess for you: Barbie Corvette.
The Barbie Corvette. Hey. It is not. I would definitely. Hey, John, how's it going? I would definitely like a Barbie Corvette in real life. I wouldn't mind saying, come on, Barbie, let's go party. Right?
Yeah.
So says again, let me, so it has a Spectrum receiver, it's a brush motor. I do own this, but this is another class. Okay, so I'll give it at that. That's all the information I have for you guys so far. And then on Chad, yeah, so let us know. Easy Frogs, did I just go there? Yes. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yes, I did. So let's see, what else could I say, man? You asked me about the color. The color is black. Okay. Let's see. Does Horizon Hobby carry this? Yes, it does. I mean, I said Spectrum. I said, so it is definitely a Horizon Hobby product. Oh, look at AZ Froggies are seeing more. It's the big rock. Is it a big rock?
I have my guess, but I'm gonna wait.
No. Hey, remember, we have two. We have to guess mine, and then we have to guess yours.
True.
So what's your guess?
My guess is the Axial Wraith.
Yeah. Okay. So, is it an Axial Wraith, ladies and gentlemen? Because now AC Froggies RC and Morris said it's the big rock. See, the big rock also comes in black. It also comes with the STX2 remote. But yes, now the hint is the big rock is a brushless. So, But now then again, what if I swapped the brushless to a brushed? Hey, who knows? I want one of those mega, what do they call them? The mega 550 brushed. But who knows? Who knows?
Gotcha.
Forgot he said.
Yep.
Racing was raining out. Oh wow. Oh, so John Martin, you're racing on the rain? On the oval?
I got rain.
Wow.
We got rain
tonight.
So
let me see, Sean. What's your guess? Let's just wait for Sean because I know he's on chat. As soon as Sean actually gives us, his response, I'll go based on what he says. Because I'm trying to even retract my own memory last week, and I did mention it, but I also mentioned another one. That was going to be actually my own birthday present to myself, and I'll make the big announcement. So I also pre-ordered the Kyosho Tomahawk. I'll tell you this, the reason why I love building Kyoshos, man, is that my first build ever was that Kyosho Beetle. I know I've showcased it before. It was a great build. And ever since, man, I just fell in love with that lineup. So yeah, man, So that is pre-ordered. Right now it's currently out of stock, so just pretty much like the saying goes, it'll get here when it'll get here. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get the electronics, everything else. But yeah, that is on its way. Green Frog RC, is it a Kyosho Tomahawk? No, it is not. I'll tell you that. And then Sean's RC Adventure says, I know you mentioned it, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, come on, man. You're supposed to help the people on chat. But JMH RC, John Higgins, he said that is an extra rate. So we'll go based on that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, is this the Axial Wraith? What do you guys think? Is it? Yes, no, maybe so.
I say it is. I say it is.
Now, do I own it? Do I own an Axial Wraith? That's the question.
I don't know the answer to
that. That's also a good question. AC Froggy says no clue. Green Frog RC says guess not if it's pre-ordered. So I ordered it at my local hobby shop. My local hobby shop orders through A-Main, so pretty much they can place the order to be shipped to them once it's available. So, I mean, I just said, you know what, let's just pre-order it, just order it, and once it arrives, just get here. Green Frog RC. No, it's not a tank. No.
I definitely see a little bit of a tire in the picture on the front. There's definitely a little bit of tire sitting there. Not enough to give away what it is, but definitely a tire.
Really? Just that much?
Yeah. Oh,
what if I go further?
It's a race. It's a race.
It is?
Are
you sure?
I'm pretty sold.
Yeah?
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sold.
So, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Let's just get this over with. Come on. Let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? So,
let's do it.
3, 2, 1. There you go. It's the 1.9. It's the 1.9 Axial Wraith.
And truthfully, Green Frog guessed it first, so I can't take the
Yes. And let me tell you this, when I saw that, I'm like, how the hell? I mean, I know I talked about it last week, but it's covered.
Looks good.
And yes, you're right. Yeah, and yes, you're right. Green Frog did guess it, but I tried my best, just to play it out. So
it sounded more like a lightsaber than a drum roll.
Yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the Axial Wraith. It is still brand new. It is unrun. I haven't run it. I haven't done anything. I'll tell you this. I will build it, to my own liking. I already have a few ideas for it. But this is gonna be a RC that has, the sentimental value of supporting my local hobby shop. Okay. This is, I guess, a build, it's going to be more than anything dedicated to them, because of them. Also, it is what my RC collection is all about. Those are the guys that actually help me with everything. So basically what happened to them, this truck will be dedicated to my local hobby shop, Star City Hobbies. So I do have the plans of what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it basic, not stock, but somewhat stock. But I'm just, I'm gonna accessorize it, really, really good. So, but yeah, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 1.9 Wraith. I do own the 2.2 actually as well. I do own it as well. So, but yeah, this is a 1.9. My local hobby shop calls it the Ronk Show. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that term. It's basically an axial wraith, with Honcho differentials. Um, Technically, it should have been, the other way around. Back then, when the Honcho came out, a lot of people were putting the wraith axles, to the Honcho, and that's what gave it the term Ronk. Okay, it was a lot more wider. It was a lot more capable, and Horizon Hobby decided to do their own Ronk. So so again, these are the axles from an SCX10 with axial wraith body. So yeah, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
So, question is, do you still have the burnt box?
No, 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 no. That one immediately I had to dispose of it. It was completely burnt, and it. You see, in there, I wasn't even allowed to go inside, but it was just completely just what do you call that? That smoke, the black tar. What is it? Not the tar. The it was just completely almost gone. The box, and I'm very surprised that it didn't. This truck didn't catch fire. Very surprised. So yeah.
Good cause, though. Good job for picking it up for the reasons you did.
Yeah, man, and the least I could do, man. I'm waiting for them, to get the insurance approval, so I guess they can start remodeling and all that. And I'm all for it, to go out and help the guys out, help reorganize everything that is, so. And of course, nobody ever awaits, for something so drastic like that. And again, man, just support your local hobby shops, man. I understand that there's a split down the middle, saying that some people hate going to local hobby shops, some people love it. I love it personally. Why? Because those are the type of people that if you have any questions or if you want to hear a second opinion, your local hobby shop is the way to go. Of course, even here on YouTube, you can still ask and stuff, but hands on, my local hobby shop has been very, very supportive. So with that being said, this is going to be dedicated to them. So Green Frog says, also, did you get a smoking deal on it, Gabe? Creosote, I believe. Yes, it's the term. Yes, there you go. That's the yes, that is correct. I didn't get a deal on it, man. I just paid full price. Hey, it's pretty much they gotta make a sale. They gotta make a profit. I said, you know what? Sell me something, man. I definitely don't want you guys losing money. I definitely don't want to see you guys go. I'm here to support you guys, 100%. And they just said, all right, well, go for it, man. Choose. And well, this one came out. So, and you probably guys are probably curious, so what actually made it, right? I was between this, the Axial Capra. It was some Arma trucks. I'm not remember which ones, but they had a full lineup of Arma trucks and cars. There were some that were heavily damaged, and there were some that kind of survived. But this one was the one that I just got it out of the box. I just saw its condition, and I said, you know what? If this survived, yeah, man, this means that there's still hope. There's still, a lot of business, to be done there, my local hobby shop. So that's the reason why I got this one. The Capra, I did see, a couple imperfections here and there. I did see, other vehicles that were heavily damaged, and I just picked this one. So 11 Charlie I see says, why not the Capra? Honestly, man, the Wraith, as soon as I saw it, it just brought tears to my eye, man. Because because I was helping them out, I just got it out of the box, and I said, you know what, I'm just taking this home. This is just the first thing that I grabbed. I wasn't there, to actually just, take advantage or just to, you know, take advantage of the situation. I just said, you know what, this is it. I got it. It's in my hands. It's mine. How much is it? And paid it and go my way. So that's that, man.
Awesome. I was at my local hobby store today as well. Bought some stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Good evening, Beanfield. How's it going?
Hey Keith, good evening. Welcome.
So next on our agenda is I'm gonna be interviewing
Of course.
RC Basherboi. So I have some questions here, guys. If y'all have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. We'll try to catch them and ask. So I'm gonna start with I know the answer to this, but what do you do for a living?
So what I do for a living, I'm just gonna frame it as this. Okay, I work for a logistic company. Um, I'm pretty much a warehouse, supervisor. Uh, and then I also have a side business which I buy and sell used bicycles. So that's basically what I do for a living.
So what other hobbies do you have outside of RC?
Other hobbies. I'm gonna say cycling. Um, Believe it or not, I'm gonna say this, but cycling and cooking. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm a professional chef, but I just love, to see recipes and just pretty much it's. I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, a recipe is like working on a kit. You get your ingredients, you get your tools, and boom, you get to work. So yeah, so basically it's RC, cycling, and cooking. So
And this question wasn't actually on my list, but it came up since we started. It came into my head because of remembering something from last week. So, has the
sure.
girlfriend taken any other RCs hostage?
So I'll tell you this. Okay, so my girlfriend is out of the picture when it comes to the hobby. She has no interest, of what I do here, with you guys or what I do in general with RCs. Um, and my girlfriend is, oh boy, I can't believe I'm saying this live. My girlfriend is the type of girlfriend that if she knows where to get my attention, she knows exactly where to go. So with that being said, yes. Has there been arguments where she gets one of my RCs and we argue? Yes. So
Wow. Okay. No, I actually had a kick out of that last week when you were talking about it in the chat.
yeah. So look, so you can hear it live. Okay. So this one night, I went to go pick her up, and she was just telling me that one of her friends, there at work, she was talking about these cosmetics or what have you, and she saw them, and actually she liked them. Okay, but the only thing is that they were a bit pricey. So she told me, like, hey Gabriel, so I mean, not that I want to be spoiled or anything, but do you mind if you get this for me? I was like, no. Why? Like, well, come on. So she asked nice, and she said no. Then days went by, and it's like, hey Gabriel, I mean, look, I love you and this and that, blah blah blah. And she went again. She's like, hey Gabriel, do you mind if you buy me that, that makeup set from Sephora? I kindly said again, no. So this one night, I just came in, my home, and obviously, she does have the keys to my home, and I noticed. Well, see, the thing is, I do sleep. This may sound a little odd, but I do sleep with my honcho. Actually, it's on top of my drawer. My honcho, and then the Glamisphere. I mean, those are I'm not gonna say highly, highly valuable, but it's just one of those RCs that I just can't, you know, leave, just somewhere. They have to be seen. I have to see it. So anyway, so I walked in. I had just taken, my sweater and my phone, and I noticed, something unusual. I'm looking around and I'm like, holy shit, something's missing. And at first I'm like, oh shit, somebody broke in or something. And I immediately froze. Okay. And the first thing that came to mind, like, oh no, this is planned. This is something that it is planned. So I went ahead and I called her and I said, hey, did you came into my home and took away my truck? She's like, look, I've been trying to get your attention for like the past, few days. All I'm asking is you buy me that, the makeup set. And I was like, well, how can you compare, from RCs, to makeup? I don't know. So since I was worried, I was like, so where do you have my truck? That was the first thing. Hey, so where do you have my truck? And she's like, well, it's safe here with me. It's in my house. And I was like, okay, great. Do you have it? Is it fine? It's like, I literally cared. Like it's my baby. You know what I mean? It's so I had to do it. Like, you know what? I'll just meet you at this damn Sephora store, and okay, fine. If it takes $100 just to see my freaking truck, fine. So yeah, that's what I did, and overall, man, it's not like she just, yes, I'm gonna say that, yeah, she took advantage of that, but at the end of the day, man, my girlfriend's a sweetheart. Okay, she's very, very lovable, but at the same time, again, if she really, really wants to get my attention, she knows exactly where to go. That's the problem. Okay, gentlemen, if you, I'm sure, I don't know, most of you guys are married. I mean, I don't know what your marital status is, but if you're single, okay, if you meet somebody, or don't don't uh don't open up your weaknesses just right there and there. Just let the weaknesses just be it. Don't let her know, because as soon as you say, you know what, my RCs are my whole life, forget it. That's gonna come and hunt you.
Green Frog says
So
that's RC abuse and you don't have to take it, Gabe.
yes, right, right. So
Sean,
yeah, man.
sorry, I'm not watching WrestleMania. It's not really my thing, personally. That's I think that story is awesome for a couple of reasons. One, just because it's just not normal. So that's why I think it's cool. Like, I like her way of thinking. I don't know her whatsoever, but I like her way of thinking. I think that's pretty cool. I also feel sorry for you at the same time, because now she even more so knows that, oh, all I got to do is, you know, maybe I'll take a couple the next time.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. So it's one of those things, man, that, yeah, I mean, by the end of the day, of course, I love her. She's the love of my life. But man, it the things that I have to go to, it's just
Flying Fortress
it's,
says, between RC cars and real race cars, I just stay single.
and I understand, both points. Yes,
Yep,
so hey.
yep. All right. So
But
another question then.
sure.
And it's sort of a two-parter. What was your first RC? And then, so I've split this up into what was your first RC, but then also what was your first hobby grade RC?
Okay. So my first RC, and actually you do own it. It is the Duratrax Evader ST, the stadium truck.
Mhm.
That was my first RC ever, actually. And you know what? No, my apologies. No, 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 no. My first RC ever was a Nico Thor. It was a toy grade. Um, and I guess I already gave you the answer for the other one.
Yep.
But my first RC ever was a toy grade, and I still own it. Not the one that I had when I was a lot younger, but it was still the same. It is the Nico Thor. Okay, it's pretty much that Toyota Hilux looking thing.
Yep. Green
So,
Frog says, "Don't give her the key to your RC shed."
no, 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 no. That's no. Trust me, those keys are well hidden. That's all I gotta say.
And Beanfield says,
And
"Prenup, bro, prenup."
right, right. And I'll tell you this. Okay, so my shed has an alarm. My shed has the camera. The freaking the camera there, and I can physically see it on my phone. So it has an alarm, has a camera, and the only person that has all three keys. Okay, I know it's three. I don't know why it's three, right? But freaking, that's how the doorknob came with three freaking keys. Those keys do not leave my body at all. I have them always in my pocket. I always have them next to me.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right. So, out of the RCs that you currently own, what's your favorite one?
Ah man, that's always a tough question. Um, I'll tell you this, man. The the one truck that I've always loved and still love, and I pretty much, since we've had this talk about my girlfriend and all, is gonna be my Honcho. My actual Honcho. It was a lot of different. It had different scenarios of trucks. It had 1.9s, had different 2.2s. It had regular axles. It has furry axles. Um, I dealt with it, with all the upgraded parts that they were out there. So basically, because of that, I guess it holds that sentimental value because that's where it all started. That's when it made me say, you know what? Okay, so now let's tinker with a Basher, or hey, you know what? Now let's tinker with another brand. Let's tinker with a Kyosho. Let's tinker with a Tamaya, Team Associated, Latera. Um, that truck actually made me really get into the hobby. So, if I have to say, it's gonna be my Honcho, and that's another reason why it's the star of the channel. That's the reason why you see, the thumbnail there. That if you want to talk about me, if you want to say which RC resembles RC Basherboi, most people would say it would be the Glamisphere or some other RC, maybe that I own. But no, RC Basherboi, the truck that resembles RC Basherboi, is my axial Honcho.
Nice.
So
Very good. And then the last question I have on my list, unless anybody else comes up with has anything, is money's not an option. What RC would you get? It's not an issue, I should
money,
say, not an option, but not an
if
issue.
money's not an option, okay. Can also space cannot be an issue because
I mean, sure, why not? I mean,
because the thing is, space is definitely the issue. If I had the green, I would go with the new Super Bahare. I mean, that truck is just amazing. And the reason why I also bring up space is because that truck, I'm sure, will definitely take a lot of space.
it's big.
But last time I saw one there at my local hobby shop, and there was actually a customer, he just ripping it up there in the parking lot. And oh man, just that thing in motion was like, bro, I really definitely get me a 1/5 scale. But yeah, I mean, those are my. Actually, the main thing is just space,
Yeah.
So So yeah, man.
Very good. So yeah, that's
Look, another thing, I guess, if I can add up to this interview is
mhm.
another thing that made me go into YouTube. I know, I'm sure I'm asking this, myself, but so what got me into YouTube, um, is basically, you know, I basically just wanted to show, my RC experience, to the community, to the world, that is. Um, that's another reason why I don't show my face. Okay. The thing is, if you look at my channel, it is all RC related. It's RC based. My RC channel does not have a human image. It's just RCs. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I do get it asked a lot, like, hey, so Gabriel, so how come you don't showcase your face, or hey, how come you don't show yourself? The thing is, man, by the end of the day, I don't want my RC channel to be personalized, you know. And also there's more to that, mainly because I work a lot, man. I don't have a face of an energetic guy. I've always looked tired. I've always looked beat up. So to me, that's just, I don't know, man. My body language. I don't want you to guys to see me and say, hey, you know what, this guy's bored out of his mind, or hey, you know what, this guy really needs to go to sleep. You know what I mean? So I understand that you guys are just looking at an RC, but I've always said this before. If you guys are getting tired of how I'm showcasing the truck or the car, I can showcase it a million ways. If you guys want me to do, put something there and showcase, the flex, I can do it. If you guys want me to, you know, tilt it, put it like this, I can do it. If you want me to put a different RC, ladies and gentlemen, I have 60 of them to choose from. You know, so that is basically my take. Uh, I wanted to showcase my entire RC collection to the world. And another thing is, so how come you don't take your channel a little bit more serious? Because there's another question that I've always been asked, like, hey, so how come you're always putting, copyrighted music in your videos? The thing is, man, I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to actually, make a brand and, make profit out of it. I'm just here for fun. Okay. Uh, Making a RC video, with music. My whole vision is to entertain you guys. Okay. I know I started, with a really, really poor equipment. Hopefully now you may see the differences now. Um, but yes, even with equipment, I'm trying my best. Every time I go out and film, I always try my best, to bring you, the best experience, when I go out there and bash. So yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I would enjoy seeing all the 60 piled up. No, man, I tried. No, it don't fit. It don't fit. Um, and the reason why I laugh at that is because if you guys have followed me, ever since I started, I did try to showcase my entire collection, RC collection, live. Okay, I did this live. Okay, and excuse me, and in 20, I think it was like 2018. I was like around maybe 40, 50 RCs around there, and it took me 7 hours to showcase my entire collection. Okay, why did it take so long? Well, I basically described every single RC that I had, and it's still there on my channel. You guys want to go check it out? The thumbnail is basically my RC boat. I have an RC boat. So that's pretty much the thumbnail, and then it will give it away is just the hours I took, which is 7 hours. It passed 7 hours, like 7 hours and like 2-3 minutes or something like that. So I did try to say, you know what, I'll just put them all in here, and I'll just talk, and just take them out of the way, boom, boom, talk, and no, they don't fit. And when I did the live stream, I actually put them in the hallway, and no, man, I mean, my house is tiny, so I put them in the hallway. I pretty much made a line, through my through the hallway, through the living room, through the kitchen, and then almost yeah, man,
Nice.
almost through the patio, man. So yeah.
Very nice. I wanted to say, part of the reason doing the interview, of course, you've been following us, the last few weeks. RC Basherboi did an interview on me on his channel a few weekends ago to introduce, me to his followers. And we've been co-hosting, Saturday night RC Talk for, last couple months. We continue to talk about ways to improve and, different things we can do to hopefully make it more enjoyable for everyone, and get more out of it. And, sort of doing these interviews, him interviewing me, and then figured, hey, let me interview him also for my followers, if there's any that happen to not follow him. So everybody has a better understanding of who we are, going forward. And I think we might look at doing once a month an interview, like, maybe some of you guys, bring some of you guys on one at a time every so often and do similar type interviews. So we introduce more of our fellow RC enthusiasts to, to the world, I guess, if you want to say it that way.
Yes, to the whole entire RC community.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, everybody, by the end of the day, when you have a channel, you have your bunch, your followers. So when I interviewed JMH RC, I said, you know what, let's just make this whole life a whole. Let's just reunite the family, unite the family, that is, and just make this a universal, Saturday night RC live, by JMH RC and myself. So when we started, when John Higgins started co-hosting and stuff like that, I did see, that most of my followers like, so why is he hosting? Why are we going there, and so on and so forth. And bottom line is, so whenever I don't have time, John, JMH RC, if he also has the opportunity to host, that day, he's the one that's going to take over. And by the end of the day, the show goes on. That's what I care about. That's what JMH RC cares about. And overall, man, it's just talking to you guys and pretty much just having a show, somewhere we can hang out, somewhere we could just shoot the breeze and just, talk RC. And of course, just like Batman and Robin, right? Batman couldn't do it himself, so hey, he had Robin, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Absolutely.
you like, DC Comics. I don't know, maybe probably get offended. I'm,
Well,
comparing
no,
him
no,
for like Robin.
I like Batman and I like Avengers and all that good stuff. So I'm good with all
Okay,
that.
so JMHRC is like Captain America or something, and I'm Aquaman or something. I don't know. I don't know, but that's DC. Oh boy. So no, I'm Aquaman, and John JMHRC is Batman. There you go. So
I don't know.
we came
I don't know if
together
I'm
and we
Batman, but yeah, I still like the analogy nonetheless. So,
yeah, so that's pretty much why we're doing the interview. And I know to my followers, I know I've said what I said tonight. I know you heard it numerous times, but at the same time, John Martin has his own audience, and I'm just trying to most likely introduce myself to everybody that joins us for Saturday night RC live. So that's all. So we can't say anymore that we're just strangers, right? So that's why the proper introduction. is is done. So yeah, and hopefully you guys like me, right? And if you have any questions, right, feel free to ask. And I can just also just give you a brief summary. Before we, and I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm cutting you off here, JMH RC, but so I'll just give you a brief summary. So of course I'm RC Basherboi. I just do RC stuff, and just go ahead and feel free to check my channel out if you like, you can. And other than that, man, that's pretty much the content that I will bring you guys. So RC related, good music, good fun. Here to shoot the breeze. I'm a very, very mellow guy. So yeah, man, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this little brief interview we just had. So yeah.
Green Frog, thank you. That's what we're trying to do. So
Yes. Thank you, Green Frog. Kagan. Appreciate it, my friend. So so now are we gonna guess your truck tonight? Is that it? Are we going to
yep.
guess what's under the t-shirt? Number 2?
Yes. What's under the t-shirt number 2?
Okay.
See if I can come up with some. I do not think it's been on the channel.
Green Frog. Is it an Axial Wraith?
It is not. I do not own one. So it has not. I'm pretty sure it has not been on my channel. So we haven't. Y'all probably haven't seen it on, at least not on my channel. And AZ Froggy, thank you.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you.
So I will say that this is a cheaper RC. Probably a entry level, very bottom of the line entry level hobby grade RC. Maybe questionable if it's hobby grade.
Questionable. Interesting.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it. Kitty cat. So so I can say, because of if you follow my channel, what you normally see on my channel, this isn't what you would normally see on my channel.
No, well, that gives it away, my friend.
It does?
And see, I'm a follower. Yes. And I say I'm a follower. Because you, my friend, you love crawlers. And I just said it.
Yeah, you're right. I do love crawlers. So,
they're saying that D12 is at a D12.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what D12 is. So,
if I'm not mistaken, it's a drifter, no? The D12.
So if D12 is a drifter, this is not a drifter. I can tell you that.
Okay. So it is okay. So let's knock out. I know you own the Axial 6x6, the Unimog. I know you own the Team Associated, the Trail Walker. We're knocking that one out. The TRX4 Blazer. We're knocking that one out. I may know what it is, and because you've mentioned it before, and I'll leave it at that. But if it has to be a basher, I kind of have a clue what it is. I don't know. A WL Toys.
It's not a WL Toys, but I would almost consider it in that realm when you're thinking very bottom grade, entry level, hobby grade type thing. I'd consider this right there with WL Toys.
Okay.
So I can say it's something that some other YouTubers around the RCs have shown on their channels in recent times. So
Recent times.
yeah, I mean, I'm not, I say recent times in the last probably month or so. Um, if I said what channel for sure, I know it's been on. I think that would be giving away too much, so I won't. So it's not a crawler. It's not a drifter.
So it's a basher.
Yeah, we'll say it's a basher.
Is it a buggy?
Um, sorry, I'm looking at it on the floor right now, trying to figure out.
Oh, here's a better question. Two-wheel
Okay.
drive or four-wheel drive?
Oh, yeah. It is four-wheel drive.
It is.
Mhm.
Interesting.
It is four-wheel drive.
Because I was gonna say, man, if it would have been, if you would have said two-wheel drive, I was gonna say the Duratrax Evader. Huh?
No, but it's not.
And it's not. So we look, hey, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are scratching that one off because I know
Yes,
JMH RC. I know he owns the Duratrax Invader ST.
a few of them.
ST is a few of them. Okay,
Yes,
so he owns a few. Um, so it's definitely not it.
I
So
keep
I'll tell you.
collecting those. I keep coming across deals on Marketplace and even eBay on like groups of parts for evaders, and for some reason I can't stop myself from buying them up. But it's
Okay,
not
so
not an evader though.
let me ask you this: is it a popular RC on YouTube?
Question. I don't know that it's super popular. I can say this: the brand. I've had the brand on my channel before, just
The
not
brand.
this model.
Okay. Um. Oh man, you actually got me thinking because it is not. You said that it's not basically a hobby grade. So
It's
let's
very
just.
it's considered hobby grade because I think there is a couple hot ups for it. It's very very bottom entry level to the hobby grade. I think a lot of people wouldn't consider it hobby grade. It really depends on how you look at it. So,
Right.
and it's definitely on the cheap side. I'm go ahead and because this same cheap side I think tells this already. It's not the Traxxas Max that's on my channel. Um, Definitely not that.
Right. Right. So it is not a Traxxas. It's not a Low C. It's not a Arma. Or could it be? No, wait.
No, it's not an Arma.
No.
It's not. I say it's not the popular names that you're used to seeing or hearing about in general.
Okay.
In Green Frog, it is
Um.
not Leon Centurion buggy. No,
Uh.
or it's not Helion in general. Let me just say that it's not it. It's not that brand.
Oh, there's that other one. But is it in that ballpark? There's a Helion, and then there's a one that almost looks like the as Team Associated. Ah, I forget the brand. Um, hold on. You know what? I need to do some research here really quick.
All right.
Uh, what is that brand? Team Corrali?
I haven't heard of Team Crowley, so I guess not. Um, Green Frog RC says hellboxing. That's even how you say it properly. I'm not even sure.
what about a ZD Racing?
Don't know that one, so that rules that out.
So no Team Corelli, no CD Racing. And then, well, what's the verdict on the WL Toys?
It's not a WL Toys.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I wish my RC under the shirt would be this dramatic. I'm lost. I don't know. Man, I just put my RC under the shirt. Oh, freaking Green Frog. It's a Wraith. What?
And you've got 60 of them. I've got 15.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'll be nice, I guess you could say. Green Frog is correct on the brand.
Hey, boxing. Oh, okay.
This brand has been on my channel, but this model has not been on my channel.
It's that Eve Revo looking one, right?
At least I don't think it's been. And I say it hasn't been on my channel. Now I'm even second guessing myself if it's been on my channel. So I need to look and verify that. Because I actually, at this point, I actually own a few different models of Hillboxes. So,
oh yeah, okay.
Because I've done a review on a couple. I don't think I've done.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was say I don't think I've done the review on this one. I'm going through my channel. 18858. I gotta look up I don't know the model number, so I'm gonna look up this model number. Green Frog just shared.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, all those brands, they just go based on the item number. They don't basically call them something, do they? Example, WL Toys, they're just numbers, right?
Yeah, let's see here.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I am very unfamiliar with the brand, but yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's not the Green Frog. It is not the 18858. It took me a second to verify. Which one it was.
Yeah.
Because I think the 18858 I think is assistance from Google, as I am as well, Green Frog. So it's mostly black. I'll give you some more hints. It's mostly black. It does have some color on it, but it's mostly black. It's got some yellow on it and some
Sean Grasshopper. No. It's look, and I'm not even gonna say the brand to that because Mr. Brad Kalman's gonna come in and probably flood the entire chat. But wait, I'm curious. So what? Green Frog is actually cracking it?
He's working. I mean, he's working towards it. He definitely. Oh, wait a minute! I gotta look up this one. So, I actually don't remember what model number this one is.
He just called it. Look, he says the Hill Boxing Ravage.
So I think. So the it's not the 1559 or the 18859. It's not that one. I do have that one. And Dennis, I see your message. Yeah, we should probably talk at some point on that. I'd be interested to know what you got, and maybe I could take that off your hands, that Stone Mountain. So let me look at this one now, though.
Hey, Dennis has an evader. Hey, cool. So Sean's RC Adventure says Tamaya, Tamaya, Tamaya. There, I read it.
It's not the Ravage. I do have that one, but it's not that one.
Oh, and then AC Froggy says that he just got rid of all his Duratrack stuff. Yeah, AC Froggy's had a lot of parts, man. I gotta say.
Well, I have
He
now.
did had a lot.
Let's see. I have my original Evader that still runs, still set up. So I have that one. I've had a spare chassis that I picked up, graphite chassis I picked up like 10 years ago for it that I've held on to, and a bunch of parts. And then I recently bought another box of parts that was a chassis and some other parts, and then I ended up buying another group of parts that ended up being one rolling chassis, one almost rolling chassis, a couple bodies, and some more parts. So I think I have enough parts that I could probably put together 3 more running ones.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No,
I've,
but Rita.
I've debated actually on trying to make a drag RC out of one. Actually, there's a guy on one of the Doer Treks Facebook group that I'm on that actually just did that. It's actually pretty cool looking. Haven't quite decided if I'm going to, but I've talked about it.
Yeah, look at Brett. AC Froggies. And I believe him. I believe him. I do remember seeing those.
Yeah, I'd be jealous of that. Because their parts are definitely hard to come by now. Especially like I'd love to come across an EXT transmission. That's what's really hard to come across.
Sean's RC Adventure. He says that you want to do drag, and then he's laughing. Wow. What? So crawler guys don't do drag? Is that it? Be honest,
I know. I see where he's going with that. Nice, Sean. I got you.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, cool. Look at that. Says watch eBay store called Finish Line Hobbies. He bought all my stuff.
Yeah, I'm about to look that up right now. Thanks for that tip.
There you go. Yeah, man. So what, are we gonna finally get to see it?
Yeah, I think we're getting close because I think I know Green Frog's really working the Google there. So he's let me see which one. 12815.
I must say, man, yeah, it's 60 RCs and you guys crack it like nothing. And I'm over here just staring at a shirt and I have no clue. You guys would have a good eye vision? I mean, what's the secret over there?
All right, so I'll do the reveal here. I'm gonna stop this one right here, and I'm gonna. So, pretty much, I think Green Frog got it this last time, but this is it.
Oh.
Little
Yeah.
all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or like it says it's desert truck, but it's more like a buggy to me, in my opinion. So
that looks like a Twin Hammers.
a little bit, maybe a little smaller, obviously. I'll be honest. these hellboxing RCs have actually, I mean, they are cheap. Don't get me wrong. I think this is an $85 RC, and it's not like extremely fast by no means. I think it's probably 10 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. The wheels are weird looking for this AZ, but it's very durable. Metal CVD axles or axle shafts, metal out cups, um, adjustable shocks. They are plastic, but I do believe they have metal shock upgrade. It comes with lights. Uh, Flip
Dog
this
bones
thing.
are metal, right?
What's that?
Dog bones are metal, right?
Yes. Yes, they are. And this is, I mean, this is what the underneath their electronics look like. I mean, it's a small motor. It does come with Dean connector,
Oh,
2S, small LiPo. Um, but it's quite durable, honestly. I've not been easy on it, and it actually is taking a beating. So I wish I had a little bit more speed, but it can do. It's not that heavy, so
yeah.
I can do donuts even on the concrete with it. I can do some donuts with it. So not,
Oh,
not extremely fast donuts, but it can do them.
and yeah, so that car looks like it's in between a Yeti, not the XL, just a regular Yeti, and the Twin Hammers.
Yeah,
And believe it
yeah,
or not, you think a Twin Hammers is big? No, no, it's actually tiny. I
yeah.
think
And then
that vehicle is bigger than that.
spare tire on the back. That's technically a good. I mean, it's a normal spare tire. Um, but it's actually not a bad RC, especially I would say for anybody that's got kids trying to get them into RCs. I think this is a great little starter for the price because you can turn it up and down on the remote speed wise, so you can slow it all the way down to like pretty slow. And of course, you can make it as fast as it goes, which I like that idea for like teaching a kid. That's been good for my son to play with.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Which I will say too, at the same time, the new Traxxas is good about that. You can most of the Traxxas, my Traxxas Max, I can put it in training mode and it reduces half power. So it's also good for that too.
I heard this comparison once, and it kind of actually makes sense. So giving a kid an RC is like actually teaching a kid driving manual.
That's
You know?
interesting.
Yeah. If you think about it, well, if the child or kid, if it gives it full throttle, well, hey, something will break, the clutch will burn.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, if you don't in the RC world, if you don't, take care of your dials, which is throttle rate and all that, well, it's gonna go fast. Yeah, most likely it'll break.
Yep.
You know. So, yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds right.
AZ said nowhere near the same, and I understand. I think where you finished it out with, I completely understand. I learned to drive on a manual. I actually started shifting gears for my parents when I was probably 8 or 9 years old from the passenger seat. So I first vehicle I drove was a stick shift vehicle, probably when I was I think 10 or 11. Um, and I love stick shift, even though my daily is auto. I love stick shift cars.
No, and I'm actually going. I've been driving manual actually almost ever since I've ever been driving. Actually, and actually, I'm looking for a car. I already made up my mind. I already know what it is. I'm just saving the funds. But yeah, it's gonna be my second manual. Manual. Sorry, my second automatic. So yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, my daily driver is an auto. I love it for daily driving slash sometimes I'm working out of my car sometimes. So I take a lot of phone calls for work. So being able to not have to worry about shifting gears and stuff is great. I do miss sometimes when I don't get to drive a stick shift car for a while. I do miss it. The fun, enjoyment, back roads or on the racetrack or whatever. But I love a 5-speed, but just the hustle and bustle of life, the auto is easier.
Right. So my matrix, it's an '04 matrix. It's the XRS model. If you guys want to, look further into what that car is, go for it. It's the XRS model. It's a 6-speed, and it has seen better days, man. Right now, yeah, the paint's starting to fade. It's actually, yeah, it's getting beat up. I do take care of it. I do maintenance on it, oil changes, spark plugs, timing belt, not the belt, the chain, that is. Regular maintenance, but I don't know. I guess it's time for me to actually get something else. And believe it or not, okay, I do have 2 older brothers, okay? I'm actually the youngest. I told, the 2 of my older brothers, and I say, look, this is a car that I'm getting. And they laughed. They're laughing because, look, I'm not married, man. I'm single. I don't have kids. And RC Basherboi is getting a full-size car. So.
Of course, nowadays in today's world, even on performance cars, the automatics are as good, sometimes even better than the manuals as far as speed and stuff like that, depending on the type of vehicle you're talking about anyway. The automatics have come a long way in the last 10 years.
No, and you know what's also a anti-theft device? A carbureted vehicle.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't really know how to work the choke.
Yeah.
So,
I actually
starting that one.
In high school, my senior year, I had a 3-hour block of auto mechanics that I graduated honors with. And I actually rebuilt my buddy's carburetor for his Chevy Citation that he had, which, by the way, he still owns to this day. But I rebuilt the carburetor in high school for it.
What's that?
It's a Chevy Citation.
It's a Caprice?
No, it's a hatchback, and they don't have. I mean, they didn't have a good history, to be honest. They're sort of known as a grandma car, but they actually did make a performance model called the X11, which was very rare. They had a high output V6 versus the regular V6 that they had, front wheel drive vehicle. It had a cowl induction hood and different wing and whatnot. But
I've never. Hold on. I gotta. Mr. Google, let me help you out. Yeah. What the?
And the picture you're probably going to pull up is probably going to be one of a gold one, and it's going to look hideously ugly because that's what the majority of them were.
That car resembles like a '79 El Camino, right?
Yeah, the front definitely you could say that, yes. Yep. So that's, yeah, I'm surprised you found a white one, but yeah, you found a white one to pull up. But I mean, they weren't known for much of anything. Actually, the funny thing was my grandmother had one when I was, and she had a gold one when I was, how old I was, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that time frame.
Gold one.
Yeah, 2-door, and you didn't see too many 2-door ones, or a trunk style like that.
So what? These are front wheel drive, or what is this?
They are front wheel drive. And AZ Froggy was saying the X11 was a fun little car. Drove them when I worked at Chevy, and that was interesting thing is I didn't know that X11s existed until my buddy, he got into the Citations, and His has all leather interior, power windows, door locks. I think he put the cowl hood from the X11 on there. The wing on the rear hatch, I believe he put on there. So, yeah, so I rebuilt. That's the one carburetor I've ever rebuilt. Did that in high school. Was one for the 70 citation for my buddy's car.
So I'll tell you this, man. I'm very good with cars. You know, obviously, I don't know most of them still, but that is one of them. In perspective of Chevy history, so what that is basically the like the Cobalt back then, should say. I'm not saying that Cobalt is bad, but it was a basic car, right?
Because the Cavalier was really the Cobalt back then, to be honest. So the citation would be probably, I don't know, like the Sonic almost, the bigger Sonic. Type car is my opinion at least, but looking for kind of pull up an X11. Yeah.
Look at Brent over here. He's bragging. He says, "Rebuild a quadrajet blindfolded." Wow, look at that, man.
Yeah,
My
so
father and I actually we used to build carburetors, but I had no idea what the hell was going on. So I don't know.
So this is the X11. Cow hood graphics. No, thank you. Go away. Let's see if there's another. Go back over here. Yeah, cow hood graphics. They had different wheels, an actual alloy wheel with a wing on the back. And it was a high output V6 versus the regular V6. So that's what the X11, and even some of them had those there on the back windows too. So that was the X11 package, basically, which is, I mean, for what was an ugly car, it made it decently looking. My buddy's car was basically was silver, two-tone silver and black, or is. He still has it, but it has now the cowl hood and the
So you said, and it was carbureted?
carbureted V6, yeah.
So when did fuel injection came around? Like 85, 86, something like that?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I can't remember what year his is. I'd have to ask him to see what year his was.
So I'm seeing some of the pictures, and it's like 83, 82. So this thing never made it to be fuel injected?
They might have. I don't know if they ever made it for sure to be fuel injected or not. I have to. Let me some research here, but his was definitely carbureted. They might have made it to. Let's see here.
Green Frog. Green Frog says, "Bet you haven't rebuilt a quadrajet with earplugs and a bulb gag."
So the citation ran from 80 to 85, and the successor was the Nova.
A Nova? A Nova? Wasn't the
Yeah,
Nova like a 70s, 60s thing?
but they also had there was a small Nova. I don't call it a Nova. It doesn't do the name justice. Um, in the late 80s too. I think it was a fail. So yeah, they never made it to have
The Nova of that time was a collaboration with Toyota. Oh my God! So Toyota made a Nova? Gee.
So here's my geeky coming out, which isn't surprising on this either because GM and Toyota's worked together um, over the years on many different things. Um, there was a Toyota Cavalier.
Toyota, really?
GM sold GM sold the Cavalier to Toyota, and it was exported to Japan and a couple other countries. Right-hand drive, and it got things that the U.S. versions did not get. And so to this day, because if anybody's remembered and any things I've mentioned, I'm in the Cavaliers, J bodies, and so I unfortunately know a lot about them. And yes, like taillights, Toyota Cavalier taillights are very sought after and go for quite the pretty penny. And you can get them because the U.S. versions did not get them, and they're nicer. Good evening, Tank. Welcome.
Hey, Tank. Good evening.
And so also other things like trunk liners, like the inside the trunk lid on the Toyota Cavaliers had carpet where the U.S. models didn't. So again, another popular piece that people would get. They even had leather wrapped steering wheels where the U.S. models did not get that. So again, another popular piece to get. Motor wise, they're basically the same, but
go ahead. Sorry, man. I keep.
No.
Go ahead.
I was there. I was at the end. So
I was gonna say. So, what were the years? That Toyota did that collaboration.
For the Cavalier, it was the 96 to 2000, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
2001 maybe.
So, well, here's my geeky side of Toyota. Did you know that the Toyota Matrix, the car that I drive, also was incarnated in a Pontiac? They called it the Pontiac Vibe.
Yep.
Okay, so there's the Pontiac Vibe, the basic model, and I drive the Toyota Matrix XRS. That trim on a Pontiac is called the Pontiac Vibe GT. So it's basically the same car, just with that V looking headlights and but basically it's just the same car, just with different headlights and taillights.
Yep.
So yeah. So there's my knowledge on Toyota, and see now a much more modern. Now, if you go back further, again, man, I was born in the 90s. Okay, back then in the 90s, my high point of the day was just watching Power Rangers on TV. And which I don't know if you guys remembered, but I don't know if you guys have a Netflix account, but apparently the Power Rangers are on Netflix. I was watching it, I think, like a few weeks ago. I literally said, "Really? I used to watch this shit when I was a kid." But yeah, believe it or not, I watched like 5 episodes. But yeah.
Also with the the Toyota Cavalier, GM's got different motors. You had a smaller motor in the base model Cavaliers in the U.S., which was a 2.2 overhead valve, and then you had the 2.4 twin cam motor, which is the more powerful. But in Japan, they only got the 2.4. They did not get the 2200. But also in Japan, they had a TRD version because of course Toyota, right? TRD version had a TRD wing, TRD bumpers, which are very sought after and go for a ton of money nowadays if you can get them. And there was also TRD suspension as well for the Toyota Cavaliers that you could get. If you had the whole TRD package, you had an actually pretty nice suspension on those cars. So,
I didn't know that.
And if you try to, and this has happened, if you try to import a Toyota Cavalier into the U.S., maybe not now. I don't know if the age time has gone enough or not, but I know somebody that did try to do this, and customs cut the car up.
They did?
They did. And that's one thing I've never understood, the customs and cars had to be a certain spec. The cars were made in the U.S. and shipped over to there. Like the wiring on the cars are actually exactly the same as the U.S. models, just on a different side because it was right-hand drive, same motors and stuff. So I never understood why you could not import them as a whole car. There is a couple in the U.S. There's one up in Ohio that GM donated to a school for tech, and it was a right-hand drive Cavalier that was there, been there for like 20 years, and they finally the school sold it to somebody, and they have it, but you can't legally register it in the U.S.
Yeah, AZ probably is on the ballpark on there.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people who have brought them over in pieces, disassembled them and brought them over in pieces and have reassembled. It's not the only way it's happened, but the people who have tried to bring a whole car over, Toyota Cavaliers, never ended well.
So now is the car as a Chevy Cavalier?
What do you mean?
Does it look like does it
Oh
look
yeah, I mean,
as the
oh yeah. I mean, there's subtle differences. Wheels, it has some wheels differences. And small cosmetic stuff. But like if somebody that didn't knew what a Cavalier was, but didn't know anything else, like you look at it and you just, okay, it's a Cavalier. And if you saw the steering wheel on the right hand side, you'd be like, what the heck? Because
yeah.
nobody would know that. Most people, like I own two, and one of which has Toyota Cavalier taillights on the back, and most people don't realize it. Like they just don't notice like that it's different until you point it out, and then they're like, "Oh, those are different." Um,
And see, right now you're telling us all this, and like they say, man, you learn something new every day. I had no idea.
absolutely, absolutely.
I I guess there's a Toyota Cavalier because
Yep.
without that information you just said tonight, if somebody would have said, "Hey, you want to ride on my Toyota Cavalier?" I would just be like, "What? What?"
You'd be like, "No, you're wrong. It's a Chevy Cavalier."
Yeah, and see, and to that perspective, it's like saying, "Hey, you want to ride on my Ford Blazer?" What?
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Green Frog, you're correct. The Pontiac Sunfire looked like the Cavalier. That's because they were both J bodies on the platform, so they were built on the same platform. I call them brother sister cars. Truthfully, you had the Sunbird Cavalier, and then the Sunbird turned into the Sunfire in the mid '90s, I think it was.
Hmm.
And AZ said he had to do a mock parts order for one as a test at a dealership I worked at. I'm assuming you're talking about the Toyota Cavalier with that. um, the interesting thing about the Toyota Cavalier, I know this is somewhat off topic of RCs, but one of the interesting
That's fine.
things, and sorry, this is my geeky side of Cavaliers and J bodies. It had weird things like even on the inside. So it's a right-hand drive car versus a left-hand drive like the US was. So on a left-hand side drive car, you had a hood pop, on that side. So when they made them a right-hand drive car, you had the opening in the panel for the hood pop on the driver's side, which is now the passenger side. So what they did
Right.
is they made a thing to slide in there, and it was a flare kit. Basically, you pulled it out and had a flare for roads. If you broke down the side of the road, U.S. models didn't get that. They had that in Japan. So, and that's if you can find one of those, that's extremely, extremely rare. I've tried for many years to get one because it would just be sort of cool. Stupid maybe, but cool.
Right.
Um,
So look,
to have.
so briefly, hold on, give me a second. Since we're touching bases on cars, let me grab a few pictures here. Hold on.
Okay. Thanks,
So,
building it. My Claude. Very nice tank.
so before we change the subject on from cars to RCs. So I had, well, in my teen years, I used to work at this burger joint. And see, the thing is, I would have to work a lot, to actually save up for this car. And the funds came up, years later, and I bought it. So this car, and yeah, as you can see, this thing always saw smoke. This car actually even taught me how to drift. And believe it or
Super.
not, yeah, it's
A2?
an '89. Huh?
That's second generation, right?
It's the third. It's an
Third
MK3.
generation. Okay.
Yes. The second gen is the one after the Celica Supra. It's that
Okay.
what is it? Yeah. So this is the third gen. So yeah. So this is the '89 Supra. This is a turbo 5-speed, and as you can see on the pictures, it's yeah, man. At the time, I had plenty of power. So here's one picture, and then here's another one.
Nice.
Notice that, even where I bash, there's always these warehouses, right? So yeah, I mean, this was probably back in, I would say maybe 05, 06, 2006. So yeah, unfortunately, I crashed this car. I went inside a house with this car, and it was totaled. I wasn't drunk or anything. I was just drifting, and yeah, this thing was so fun, going sideways, and it was an awesome car. I
Very
did
sought after now.
actually. What's that?
I said they're very sought after now.
Oh yeah, man. The only thing about this, so the U.S. version of this car, the Supra, the U.S. version had the 7M GTE, which was highly notorious of the head gasket, blowing. So yeah, these were highly notorious, what they call, the reverse compression, so in this happened to this car, and actually when that happened, I was gonna graduate, from high school, and my dad said, like, okay, so what do you want? You want a ring? You want a party? I literally said, you know what? Just fix my car. That's it. So my father actually, my father and I, we took out the head, we resurfaced it, put all of the bushings, all of the what do you call it, all of the head gaskets, everything, and man, actually even had more power then. And yeah, it
You raised the
explains why I
compression.
even. What's that?
I said you raised the compression when you shaved the head. Not by probably a
Yeah,
lot, but a little bit. So
yeah, and that's another reason why I guess I totaled it. But no, I mean, from the build, I think I drove it for like maybe probably a year, and yeah, just one night it was raining and lost control and went inside a house. So yeah, and then so currently, oh shit, no, you know what? What? I had to frame this baby because so this car has been my daily. This car has been my everything. It's been my truck, my go-to car. And you know what? I just decided, you know what? I need to frame this freaking car. Obviously, right there, the paint is not so bad, but right now it's pretty bad. This car really needs to go see a body shop pretty soon. And sorry to say, man, but also I think I'm not gonna say I'm gonna retire it, but it's just gonna be one of the cars that I guess I'm gonna, you know, take it as a project car now. So this car has a cooler intake. It has the TN suspension. It's lowered. Um, it's a 6-speed transmission. Maybe wrong, but this thing is pushing like over 200 horsepower. And yeah, this thing is pretty fast and especially for a wagon. Uh, and of course, since John said, about getting geeky with cars, so I can tell you a brief history of the XRS model. So the XRS model, basically what makes it an XRS is pretty much a Yamaha motor, which is the 2ZZ GE motor. It is made by Yamaha. That motor is in the XRS Corolla, the XRS Matrix, and believe it or not, that motor is also on a Lotus Elise, probably the same year, like 04, 05. So those cars are tiny and the engine's on the rear. Yeah, man, these freaking motors are amazing. If you guys are not familiar with the VVT-LI, if I'm not mistaken, VVT-LI stands for Variable Valve Timing Lift Intelligence. Yeah, oh, wow, I cracked it. So lift, meaning that, this thing at a certain RPM, it's kind of like the VTEC. It just pretty much, it just gets more air and the RPMs go a lot faster. So the difference between the Corolla and the Matrix, since it's a wagon base, the lift actually hits sooner than the Corolla. So in terms, this thing is actually faster than a Corolla. I haven't really experienced that. I've never raced an XRS Corolla, but I'll say this: El Paso, hey, somebody has an XRS Corolla. If you guys want to race me, let's go. Just on the ground, right? But let's see who takes it. Let's see who wins, right? But yeah. So this thing, the red line on this thing is at 8,350 RPMs. That's the red line. The lift hits about, I would say, like 58 at 5,800 RPM. So that's when you start hearing the freaking, the VVT-LI just take off. And once that thing screams, man, yeah, this thing moves. Again, I'm not comparing it, for like something faster with like 300 horses, 400 horses, right? But for what this car is, it's pretty fast. So
Nice.
So yeah. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Basically, so it's lowered. It has the I put I forget the brand of the strut bar, but it has strut bar, for more rigidity. It's lowered. It has a nice sound system. It's a 6-speed. I did put I think a stage 2 clutch on there, so this thing actually does grip. Believe it or not, I've actually even showcased this car in my channel, and it was a hidden video. It was, I think I ran my Toyota FJ Cruiser, the crawler, and once that video was over, I ran my crawler. Once that video was over, I tried to make a burnout video with this car, and turns out that I actually put the camera on the wrong side wheel. It just burned tire from just one side, and then the camera was actually on the other. So, but it was still up there. It was still uploaded, and I think it just got flagged. I guess why? Because of the what do you call it? Because I use copyright music and stuff. But yeah, I did do a burnout on this thing. So. And if you guys ever want to see a burnout, I don't mind doing a burnout on this thing. Hell yeah.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
Hey Jack, good evening. No, it's not clickbait. Actually, you missed everything.
I think he's
right
talking.
now.
I think him and AZ are going back and forth on something.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, all right.
And AZ made a comment a little bit ago about we could talk for hours about this kind of stuff, and absolutely, I know too much useless information when it comes to J bodies. Going back even to the Oldsmobile days when the 2.4 liter twin cam was in the Z24s was created off the 2.3 liter twin cam Oldsmobile motor, which AJ Foyt drove one to 100 and something miles an hour in a turbocharged almost 1,000 horsepower version of that motor.
Oh wow.
So there's a lot of people don't know about that. It was actually twin turbo, 4-cylinder motor in the late '80s. Which that sort of helped create doors when GM finally came out with the Ecotec motors and they went drag racing, in pro front wheel drive. They had a Cavalier and a Sunfire that drag raced in pro front wheel drive, and they were going 7 and 8 seconds in front wheel drive,
wow.
turbo 4 cylinders, 1,200 horsepower motors. So, welcome RC Propaganda. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? Good evening.
Oh, that AZ, I'm jealous, very jealous. Um,
No, and I've actually gone against an Ecotech, and no, they're something else, man.
yeah, the Ecotec. I mean, I have one in my daily driver, which is the factory turbo version. But I actually prefer the twin cam, which is what's in my 2001 Z24. It's a twin cam Q4 motor. That's my preference. But the Ecotec is a good motor. They hold boost very well. I actually K series motor RC is RC Propaganda case. There's it's a good motor. Can't say anything bad about it. My buddy has the highest horsepower factory 2.2 liter Ecotec. I tuned it. We made 405 wheel horsepower on internally stock motor.
You're serious?
Turbo and boost. I actually have a video, I think, somewhere on my channel somewhere of that. But yeah, we made 405 horsepower on 26 pounds of boost on it was internally stock pistons, head gasket rods, valves. Uh, yeah, we made some insane power. But that was sort of a glory run. Basically,
I bet, man. Yeah,
we
400.
tried to
Damn.
see how high we could go. The goal prior to that had been 340, 350. And we took it, and then we turned it down to about 333 in a 2,000-pound car, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Oh, that thing would actually kill.
Oh yeah,
I
it
bet,
was,
man.
and that was actually in a rear-wheel drive Cavalier that was converted to rear-wheel drive.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Ah, man, that's crazy. And then also, I forgot to mention, I've also owned, a 91 MR2 from Toyota. I had also, the turbo version, and that one actually it had a what do you call it, a boost controller.
Mm-hmm.
I went up as high as I think it was 18 pounds on it, and the internals blew. So, and I think, yeah, it was like over that horsepower that you said, but yeah, that thing was insane, so.
AZ Froggy, you're correct. Don't know if you've ever heard of the Chevy Cavalier Technique. Another one of GM's plate toy cars that they created. It was two versions, an auto and a manual version. That was the 2.4 liter motor with a M62 supercharger that made 250 horsepower. That they talked about building, but they never did. But the hood off that car and a couple other pieces on it were very, very sought after pieces. So, like I
Something
said,
that I know.
go
Go ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
I
was
was
gonna
just
say.
sorry. I was just gonna say, unfortunately, when it comes to Cavaliers and J bodies, I just know so much. Most people think is useless information. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, sorry. So AZ Froggies, the little that I know from Brett AC Froggies, that guy knows his cars, man. And another thing, I know I think did work for Chevy. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure. I think he worked for a dealership or But yeah, man, AC Froggies, he does know his cars. He actually taught me that Oldsmobile. Okay, so here's my take. So I never knew that Oldsmobile, 442. I didn't know that it was a, what is it, four barrel. Uh, the number stand for something. It was four barrel something, and then two wheel drive. Or no, dual exhaust. I think it was. I don't remember what the other four was about. I literally thought it was an engine displacement. That's how dumb I am. You know,
and
but
and
he,
so another sort of useless, the 442, they also had, in the late 80s, maybe early 90s too, I can't remember, definitely late 80s, there was a front wheel drive version of that car. Four barrel, four speed, dual exhaust. There you go, easy
there you
guess, right?
go.
Um, but there was a front wheel drive version of the 442, Oldsmobile 442, that had the quad for 2.3 liter high output motor in it. And then they had a special version that had a W41 package, which had different sets of cams and, of course, tuning and stuff from factory. W41s are somewhat rare, but a lot of those parts from those motors, from the high output and the W41, are sought after upgrades for my motor, the 2.4 twin cam, and those E24s. They're basically sister motors. The Q3 2.3 liter had unbalanced shaft. People complained about vibrations in the motor, so then in '96 they went to the 2.4 liter, slightly more size, and they put balanced shaft assembly on them to try to bring down the harmonics. But that also created other issues, potentially. But you could share parts between the 2.3s and the 2.4s.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah. Hey, Mark Bryans. Good evening. I did see your comment.
Yeah, even Mark, and see you later, Sean. Have a good one.
Later, my friend. So, and then if I'm not mistaken, so 454, that was like the engine displacement, for Chevy, I guess, through the years. And then Oldsmobile, and like I said, I literally thought that Oldsmobile was 442 displacement, but no. But I did know, and actually I did go up against a 455 engine displacement, and I think that was made by Pontiac. Those things scream, man, like literally. So 455 is and I know those are becoming rare, because I guess they were just done, like, I guess back in the old days. I guess they haven't really made those engines anymore, but I have gone against a 455, and I think it was just stroked out, with a heavy cam, and no, man, that thing screamed. I was racing with a 302. I had a 5.0 back then. And that thing smoked me, man. You know. So, and I never forget, because that thing burned first, second, and third gear, filled my car with smoke. It wasn't my smoke; it was his smoke. And I just saw his taillights just vanish. And I mean, my 5.0 probably. I mean, I also had like a mild cam, good lifters, and then I had a really really good clutch, and then I also had a basic tune, done to the car, and I was probably pushing maybe about 350, and oh man, that guy just, I was literally speechless, So that is something that I learned about GM too, that mortar, it's and I've never seen one ever since, you know.
Dennis, have a good evening, sir.
We'll see you, Dennis. Take it easy.
I also wanted to, I know RC Propaganda made a comment that one day he'd like to get maybe a rear-wheel drive Honda, like an S2K. And I could say I've driven one of those before. Great handling cars. And I know they're very popular for road course driving. Great handling cars.
Easy frog. Well, I did that. Yeah. If I see that number 455, Yeah, I'll just get to the side of the road. You know, so yeah, man.
RC, I've done it all. Drag raced for years. I still like drag racing, but I'm definitely more into the handling, road course, track driving, fun roads, um, type stuff. Been to Tail of the Dragon up in North Carolina, Tennessee. Anybody knows of it, you know what I'm talking about. It's a haven for motorcycles and cars. With the Tail of the Dragon has 318 or 319 curves and 9 miles, I believe it is.
Oh, it's like a Nürburgring or what?
Um, yeah, it doesn't have the speed of the ring. Just more of a very very curvy road. Extremely fun. All around that area is super popular for roads. You got Moonshiner 28, Tail of the Dragon, and in fact, Tail of the Dragon, they have photographers every day that are set up, that take pictures of cars coming through, because that's, they know that's why people are coming through here, and they'll take pictures of cars and they post it up on their website, and you can order pictures, of your car, from there.
Oh,
So
cool.
Tail of the Dragon is a motor. Moonshiner 28 is my preferred favorite road in that area. And then Calora Skyway is probably actually maybe my favorite, with Moonshiner 28 a very close second. Definitely, if you're into motorcycles or cars, that's a great place to go spend a weekend or a few days. Just some beautiful roads out there.
That's cool.
Well, we've eclipsed the 2 hour mark.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I know probably we're almost at a close, but you know how I mentioned that my hobby shop burned?
Yes,
So I also did mention, that I had one of my RCs, there for service.
yes.
I might just briefly just want to just get back into, RC, I guess, before we leave at a high note. Um, so once again, if you guys are barely joining us, I'll just give you a quick, summary of what has happened. So we did an unveiling. Right now, I guess I'll just let you know about this 1.9 Wraith, and then also JMH RC. He also did an unveiling of the Hail Boxing. I forget the model. It looks like the Yeti and the Twin Hammers. And he interviewed me as well. So if you guys want to catch, a brief interview of me, getting to know me, right? And we just talked about cars. Okay, we briefly talked about cars and one-on-one cars. And now, what I want to do, just briefly here before we leave, is so, ladies and gentlemen, my local hobby shop, suffered a fire about a week ago, and it was truly devastating. That they literally lost almost everything. The reason why I say almost everything is because this vehicle that you see in front of you, I went ahead and I purchased it from them. Why? Because, well, one, it survived the fire, and two, the reason why I bought it is because I just want to dedicate, this truck, and actually it will become a build. Dedicate this build to my local hobby shop. Um, and another thing is I had my '72 Chevy Blazer, there for service. Okay. So technically the whole shop burned except for uh their back room, I guess, where they store all of their layaways, and they stored all the the, I guess, the neat things, I guess. And my truck was fortunate enough, to be inside that room. Okay, it was a closed door, um, and survived. And honestly, I didn't really care, if it survived or not. But it's funny because I asked, one of the techs, like, hey, so do you remember that I brought in, my truck for service? and he's like, "Bro, believe it or not, can you believe your truck was saved?" I was like, "You're serious?" Like, "Yeah." Like, "Let me show you." We went in, and my truck was there, man. Um, it
Awesome.
was full of smoke. It was just full of that dust. I know Kagan actually mentioned the name, but even that truck, man, survived. So I'm not gonna say that I'm happy, but it makes you think, man. Like, well, I guess because I didn't really care, man. If my truck was burnt, I know my local hobby shop has my back, and I know they'll definitely take care of me, even though I'm not even asking for anything. But my truck was saved, man. From the fire. Um, and I'm truly, truly, you know, I guess it puts a smile on my face that I was able to get this truck and still have my '72 Chevy Blazer, you know, in one piece. And but it is truly devastating that my local hobby shop suffered from that creosote. Yeah, there you go. That is the word. Um, so it was full of that, and of course we already cleaned it. We cleaned it as much as we could. It's just back in it's in good shape. Um, but yes, so we'll before we leave today, once again, I am dedicating this truck that you see in front of you. I'm dedicating this build, to my local hobby shop. This truck definitely will be getting some wheels. I'll be getting a light bar. I'll be getting a handful of mods, links. I'm actually making this into a fastback. I mean, I've seen a couple of guys, chopping up the it's already there, chopping up the roof and making it a fastback. I think that looks pretty cool. So, but yeah, I mean, there is plans for this. Okay, but this build is definitely dedicated to my local hobby shop. So there you go. So leaving leaving it at that. So JMH RC. I don't know if you want to close it up or
Yeah,
say our
I want
goodbyes.
good thing that you did there for the hobby store, and I guess really you've got two RCs that survived the RC hobby store fire. That's sort of cool in a way.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It
definitely,
sucks.
definitely.
It sucks that it happened, but you've got two surviving vehicles from that fire. That's sort of cool.
Exactly, exactly. And then also, if you guys are curious, to know, what my hobby shop, the name of the hobby shop is Star City Hobbies. I guess I'll just even put it on chat. You guys can actually check out their Facebook. Um, and I'm not really gonna promote much of what happened, but if you guys are curious, just go onto their Facebook and you'll definitely see what happened. But all I can say is here live, and to everybody that's listening, that hobby shop has my 100% support. Ever since its day one, 100% support, and you guys will definitely will definitely recover from all this. So. No, it's in El Paso, Texas. So it's not in San Antonio. I'm 8 hours away from San Antonio, but it's in El Paso, Texas. So yeah, there you have it.
Again, good thing that you did find that RC. That's awesome. Hopefully, they're able to insurance takes care of them. Hopefully, and they're able to rebuild and start over again with a new store.
Yeah, of course, and the insurance obviously because I guess they're working on it, and I know that process already started. I think, but all in all, man, by the end of the day, I know my local hobby shop will recover, and I definitely 100% support them. So that's this is what this truck means. Uh, Personally, even before this, when I saw the 1.9 Wave, I literally said, you know what, I already have the 2.2. But hey, man, now that I own this, yeah, let's give it a try. I really want to, set my local hobby shop. I really want to, help them out, as far as bringing them up and working with this thing, as we go along. So that's the plan.
Good job.
So,
All
yeah.
right, so I think we're gonna get ready and close out. And I mean, I want to thank everybody who's been on with us tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you learned some stuff from some stuff about RC Basherboi, and maybe even some little bit of car knowledge and some citation and Chevy Cavalier stuff. You may not want to know that information, but now you do. So either you're welcome or I'm sorry. I don't know which one, depending.
No, I'm gonna say I'm actually, like the saying goes, man. You learn something new every day.
Yep, absolutely.
So
I've enjoyed tonight, and glad we've had everybody on that's been here. And RC Basherboi, I thank you for taking the questions, and
no problem.
so I thank you for what you did for your local hobby store. I think that was a great thing that you did. So I'll let you you can close it out from here.
Of course, yeah. So, and again, I would highly appreciate and thank JMH RC. Again, this is, my friend that actually is, host whenever I'm unavailable. And, we'll be going just back and forth, I guess whoever wants to host, whoever wants to, it's just going to be a free thing of just, hosting Saturday night RC Live. Mainly why I do it, mainly because I'm stuck at work. I don't have the time. And that's why, JMHRC, he comes with this generosity of just having the time to actually host. So, yeah, so I'm very, very happy with that, man. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And to all of the viewers, hopefully you guys enjoyed, the Q&A tonight, the interview. If you have any questions that if it wasn't even asked, here tonight, you can go into my channel and any video that you want to take. I do check, all the comments here and there. If you want to leave me a question or a comment, what have you, feel free to do so, and I'll definitely respond. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend. I know tomorrow will be Sunday, or somebody, it's already Sunday somewhere, right? But yeah, man, so we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you all later.
Good night, everyone.
Take it easy.